Okay, this is just, the waterway system leading down the one that we looked at there before. So it goes to the gate, then to Sullivan's Pond, then through the other gate, down to here, and through this pipe as well. It is running rampant right now. This is the melt still happening. It is blustery and cold out today, but no snow in the forecast. We had some freezing rain. This is Easter weekend, the Saturday. I guess it's like the 3rd, I think. Maybe it's the 5th or 6th actually of April. The Saturday, just after Good Friday. Anyway, just wanted to show you the video of how much run we're getting. This kind of leads all right to the harbor by design again. And spring is here, definitely. Very pretty to look at. I love the sound. But if you can see just the water spilling over the edge there, that's all by design as well. That's like a little dam, I guess. Just that ridge to stop the flow a little bit. It's got to go up and falls down like a small waterfall kind of deal. But anyway, just to transfer that energy from all the melting snow and the rain, and the snowbanks are all gone now. Yeah, so it's the Five Corners right there here in Dartmouth. Yeah, downtown Dartmouth, the harbor is straight this way, and that is where everything is designed to flow, to the harbor. And it just prevents marshes, and drainage is always super important for any place. But yeah, Halifax, Dartmouth, very old place. One of the oldest cities in Canada. You've got St. John, very old. St. John's, Newfoundland, very old. Quebec City and Montreal are quite old as well. So like all the Maritimes, PEI a little bit less so, just because it's not as densely populated. But yeah, it's great. Spring is in the air. Everyone's in a great mood. It's kind of like a cool thing that happens every year. I'm very much affected by the seasons. I have a seasonal affective disorder, and my bipolar symptoms. Winter is often depressive stuff, and then spring is kind of an emergence into feeling better, but can also be troublesome with the manic side of things. But I'm doing well. Everything's great. It's just mostly, I think for everybody, a very welcome and exciting kind of change, because winters are brutal here. They're very long and cold and dark. Mostly it's the dark that is the worst for me. And I think that it affects the circadian rhythm of everyone. But if you have, like myself, a seasonal affective disorder, but also bipolar, it's kind of a double whammy, or it can be for sure. Anyway, yeah, just a quick little vid. Just enjoying the sound of the raging water here, and I don't see any ducks or anything flying out of there. They probably have a grate upstream there somewhere to make sure that no animals get swept down. Definitely they would somewhere. The barrier there that we were looking at the other day from Sullivan's Pond, where all the ducks are, there's a barrier that stops them from getting any further for sure. But as I said, I saw that big giant sea otter in Sullivan's Pond, so he had to get there somehow, and the only real way for him to get there is to go upstream, like the salmon do when they make their runs. Other animals will fight the current if they know that there's food to be had on the other side, and for salmon they do that, and also they do that to reach the breeding pools and the spawning pools for reproduction. But yeah, that otter definitely came up from somewhere from the sea, and he was having a time eating all the fish he could find up in Sullivan's Pond. So good for him. But anyway, that's it. Signing off. I'm trying to stay warm. I got my night vision goggles on. And it's not nighttime, but it's not really. They're great in low light. I recently bought this
Rams hat. Got the Puka Nakua. He's one of the awesome receiver for the Los Angeles Rams. Love the color. And Puka's an amazing player. He's a young player from Hawaii, wide receiver, one of the very best in the league. I think it's like his 4th year, and he won me some money playing DraftKings one year. It was actually Underdog Fantasy or whatever. But yeah, if a player wins me money, I drafted him in his rookie year. No one else even thought to take him, pretty much. And he was like one of the best receivers out of nowhere at super low value, or low cost, I should say, high value. And that team probably would have won a lot more money, but he got hurt along with some other people on my team, which, sucks. But even still, I won, I don't know what it was, like $600 or $700, something like that. American, not bad. Could have been more, but c'est la vie. Anyway, hope everyone's doing awesome. Enjoy the beautiful spring weather, and happy Easter. Was talking to somebody recently about that. Easter eggs, what are they, or why, or what's Easter all about? Well, it's the rebirth, resurrection after the death of Jesus. It's a Christian thing, and it's kind of like the fun way to get kids into it. Is Easter eggs in video games are essentially side quests and missions and treasures that you didn't know were there, that kind of thing. But you got to work for them. You got to explore all the levels. You got to, take some time and talk to all the extra characters and scout out and look around and that kind of thing. So the Easter eggs is kind of like a metaphor. The Easter egg hunt, for Christianity, I guess, would be finding faith, and that is something that I struggled with for a long time as a science person, and didn't really, subscribe to the Christian faith as much, but I've always been spiritual. But since I've sort of accepted that, I need some kind of spirituality in my life, it's been a lot better. I'll just say that. I don't really care to say one is better than the other, religion-wise. I'm a Buddhist as well as a Christian person, I guess, and my values are what they are. My roots are there. That's the way I was raised, and my family is all kind of that way, Christian-wise. And then, it's not the only thing I think about, but I'd say it's foundational, my roots there. And I think that atheism is not the greatest decision, but it's a respected one, I guess. But to people who are atheists, I just say, well, maybe it's better to believe in something, because, if you believe in nothing, which is sort of what atheism is, then the universe might give you nothing. So something is better than nothing. But I'll leave that there. I hope everyone's having a wonderful weekend, and take care, stay safe, and eat lots of chocolate. See you next time. All right.